Guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Throwing on first down. Love. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Single. Detroit! Detroit! I got 2. Watch the run. Gun! Check 24. Gun!
Reset. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Hey, 4 down. Hold the look, hold. Over!
He'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And the Panthers coming out now. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39! 51, Mike 51! Check pass.
They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And they finally get him down, but not before he gets it up to the 46. A big play there for the Panthers. 43 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now a carry for White. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Here's White. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They'll run with White, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
3 down.
Operating from the gun, Love. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So that drive began at their own 3. They wind up getting 3 out of it.
And to me, the mentality to begin the drive, that was probably the key to everything. Let's just make sure we take care of the football, give ourselves some room, and maybe punt it away. Instead, it started at the 3, and it ended with 3 points.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Henry's got it out on the left side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Back to the ground, Cook. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Blue 90! Over!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught at the 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week. But the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. 53, check 53.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Carolina getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And the Panthers, who were the least penalized team in the entire NFL last year, come up here on a 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw on 2nd down. Love. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Love. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Lucky 56. Tight end right. Leopard.
They start the drive with Cook. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Detroit! Gun! Watch out. Check! Gun!
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina's side of the field.
Watch him now, Barney.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab with that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Gun!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Well, that was excellent coverage right there, and he definitely did the right thing, showing that discretion is definitely the better part of valor. Threw it away, preserved the opportunity to kick for a field goal.
And excellent coverage. And right now the human is controlling the defense, so good job, human. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Love. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They go play action here on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Love. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Tight end's right. What's tight? Tight end's right.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. 4-6 defense. They were daring him to run the football. They ran it. A little football 101. Take us through what the 4-6 defense is, Charles.
So what you're trying to do with your big defensive front is cover the interior offensive linemen, the center and the 2 guards, and make it difficult if you even want to think about running the ball inside. If you can control them, that allows the linebackers and the safeties to run free and get to the ball carriers. And that play worked really well. No gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And Diggs has it. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mike, 57. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down.
Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up fourth.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And Zerline's kick is good. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Love.
Check 26, check 26.
Escaping the pressure right. Finding room at the 30. And he'll be out right at the 35. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Matt Ioannidis. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Love. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you felt that
The
one.
last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Right.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit. Hot.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now White. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Looking to throw. Love. Flush to his right. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down forthcoming. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And Gano's kick is right through. And that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
Hurry up, here we go.
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Gun, 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 gun. Detroit, Detroit. No. Check. Patriot. Detroit.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Detroit.
Now a toss play. This is White. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Hey, we got four down.
On the toss, here's White. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and
Detroit!
I tell you,
Detroit!
he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA and playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that will tie the score now at 9 apiece. Well, it's been a field goal extravaganza so far. That's 3 for him now, and it ties our game at 9-9.
I got a feeling the touchdowns are coming, though. Trust me on that one.
That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to throw deep. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. William Jackson with a pick. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Check three.
Over!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They stay on the ground with White. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
3 down.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And Cook has it, left side. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 2nd down, Cook. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gun!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Gun!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 44. And fighting down inside the 25. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
3-19!
And they'll run it here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
We got 3.
Off play action. Love. Gonna throw deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. In for the score. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 41 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. This complete to Henry over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
We got 4. We got 4.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
They'll look to throw here. Dancing to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Watch 82.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing to start the drive. Love. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big play there for Carolina. 42 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off the play fake. Love. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Love. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
4 down, check.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And they'll go on the ground. Broken tackle. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And Gano's kick is right through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
We got three down. Hey, fellas, we got
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Looking to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Back to throw. And he finds Cook. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. He's back to throw. Got an open man, it's Ratley. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. A gain of 6 there on first.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Tight end right.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Get him, boys.
The carry here for the big tight end. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Detroit! Over!
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man, because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
56. Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack.
Cook strip, the ball's out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And a costly, costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And an alley to run. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he'll be brought down with the first down, and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a handoff looking right. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Carolina, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody. Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. The ball on the tee. We're set for football. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, easy. Check 51. Check 51.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, they wasted no time taking a shot down the field. He was letting it fly in the very first play from scrimmage. And this was excellent coverage down there. And they'll come away with an early takeaway. And I mean an early takeaway.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw on second down is Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
No. Check. Patriot.
59's Mike. Check. 59.
Gun.
On first down, Darnold. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it second down.
That's it, baby. That's it. Big hit.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Mike's 59. Double dog. That's the way.
No. Check. Patriot.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Going underneath for Gordon. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in
All right, now,
at varying
56.
levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Matt Milano in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10.
See me? They can't stop me out here.
Leopard. Detroit.
All day.
Gun.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. On the carry is Henderson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On second down, here's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
14. Saturday. Zebra.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He may try and run for this. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because,
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have taken the early lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Houston. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going at quarter number 2. But they face a second and long to start things out. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him. And sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a third and long.
Over! Safety's creeping. Detroit!
From his end zone, third and long for Darnold. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. First and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. On first down, Wilson. Flush to his right. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding opens.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. DJ Reader. Busting throw to get him for a loss of 6.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not pump the ball again.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. Up to make the play defensively, Tre'Davious White.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again. Check 43.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Last stop. Last stop.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to have a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And this one is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It'll be a gain of 24 on the play. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Forced out to his left. Looking for Shepard deep. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. His throw incomplete. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now Gordon on first down. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. Here's Darnold. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
On first down, it's Darnold. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Cameron Jordan in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. He gets it left side to Johnson. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And here come the Bills. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Tight end right. Hey, 4 down.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Here they come.
No gain on the play there, second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Leopard! Leopard!
Here's the line, here's the line. Third two.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
After the run, now Darnold to throw. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Yeah, that's how we do, D. Hey, that's all day, baby. Your shot. Hey, take your shot, self back to huddle. Shot, self back to huddle.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the
All right,
personal
now,
foul
lucky 56.
yardage.
Lucky 56. Gun!
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bills have recovered.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him?
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Robert Foster from 8 yards out. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now out comes Houston. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Gun!
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Darnold on 1st down. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Matt Milano able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Good job, fellas.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his 1st career interception.
And how about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now because In NFL parlance, he's a third-day selection. Anyone after the 4th round, that's big-time scouting right there, and what a great play he just made.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Looking for Shepard deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
12.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
23 yards on the play.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Switch. Be ready for one word. Check.
On 3rd down, it's Henderson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And now out comes Houston. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Two. Rhino.
On 2nd down, Cousins again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Right, easy. Check 51. Check 51.
Now Wilson on first down. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Cousins sliding out of the pocket. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, we're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And now out come the Bills. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Looking downfield for Jones. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 39 that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Andre Howell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Hey, steamer, steamer.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
He's a hot.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Gotta get the point. Get on black. He's a hot.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Rhino.
4 down.
Zebra.
49's the Mike. Watch 49.
He's a hot. He's a hot.
Cousins to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way to the opposite 45. A huge play there for Houston. 42 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins now to throw on first down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
From the red zone now, Cousins. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Yellow. Mike.
To throw, Cousins. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a one-score game in the fourth. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now it's Wilson. Open man, here's Foster. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
4 down, 4 down. Alert.
Gordon. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Here we go, all.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Move.
Now they'll pitch it out. This is Gordon. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Henry's got it out on the left side. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. A toss play, Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Let's go, let's go.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
This is Gordon. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Second and goal from the 6 this time. They'll give it to him up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
They come out here in the eye. So on 3rd and goal, Gordon. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. They're going to run. This is Gordon. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete, and now 2nd down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. It got his man complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
target, fellas.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. He's back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, that would have been something if he could have saved him from that long distance there in the closing seconds, but it was just not meant to be.
They needed a little more time and a little more yardage to give him a realistic shot. And that kick's a good metaphor for this game, isn't it? They're going to wind up a little short in the end.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
4 down. Check.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, Week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Houston, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Arizona Cardinals next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.